What if I told you being too kind can actually ruin your life? Yeah, sounds weird, right? We're always told, be kind, be empathetic, care for others. And honestly, that's good advice, until it quietly starts hurting you. Because there's a side of empathy nobody really talks about, the dark side. Let me explain. Imagine this. Your friend calls you at 2 a.m. Again. Same problem, same story, same drama. And you listen. Again. You comfort them. Again. You lose sleep. Again. Next day, you're exhausted, irritated, and somehow they're totally fine. Sound familiar? That's empathy, but not the healthy kind. See, empathy is like a superpower. It lets you feel what others feel. It helps you connect, understand, and support people. But here's the catch. If you don't control it, it starts controlling you. And when that happens, empathy turns from a strength into a trap. Let me explain. First, you start carrying emotions that aren't yours. Ever walked into a room where someone is in a bad mood and suddenly you feel heavy too? Like, wait, I was happy 2 minutes ago. That's empathy leaking into your system. You absorb other people's stress, anger, sadness like a sponge that never gets squeezed out. And over time, that sponge gets heavy. Second, you start saying yes when you really mean no. Can you help me with this? Can you stay a bit longer? Can you do this for me? And you're like, yeah, sure, even when your brain is screaming, no, I just want to sleep. Why? Because you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to disappoint them. So you sacrifice your own comfort. Congratulations, you've just unlocked the level called people pleaser. And trust me, it's a very tiring level. Third, you attract the wrong people. Okay, this one is important. When you're highly empathetic, you naturally attract people who need empathy. That's normal. But sometimes you attract people who don't just need help, they depend on it. They dump all their problems on you. They expect you to always be there. They take your time, your energy, your peace. And the worst part? They don't even realize they're doing it. And you don't stop them because, well, empathy. It's like being the emotional free Wi-Fi of your friend group. Everyone connects, nobody pays. Fourth, you forget yourself. This is the scariest part. When you're always focused on how others feel, you slowly lose track of how you feel. What do I want? What do I need? What makes me happy? You stop asking these questions because your life becomes about managing everyone else's emotions. And one day, you wake up and think, why am I so drained all the time? Here's a simple truth nobody says out loud. Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. Yeah, that hits a bit hard. But don't worry, this isn't about becoming cold or selfish. It's about balance. You can still be kind, you can still care deeply, you can still help people, but you don't have to lose yourself while doing it. Think of empathy like a phone battery. If you keep giving and giving without recharging, eventually you hit 1%. And at 1%, you're no good to anyone, not even yourself. So, what do? Start small. Learn to pause before saying yes. Give yourself permission to step back. Understand that not every problem is yours to solve. And here's a big one. It's okay if someone is a little upset with you. Seriously, you're not responsible for everyone's happiness. Read that again. You're not responsible for everyone's happiness. Sometimes the most empathetic thing you can do is protect your own energy, because when you take care of yourself, your empathy becomes stronger, healthier, and more genuine. Not forced, not draining, not painful. Just real. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by someone else's emotions, ask yourself, am I helping them or losing myself? Because true empathy doesn't mean drowning with someone. It means knowing how to swim and offering them a hand without letting them pull you under. And that is the difference between empathy that heals and empathy that hurts. Think about it.